experiencing all this?
Well, somebody asked me that question not long ago, and I told them that one of the things that happened when I went to World Council was that over time I can now put names with faces in the public eye in the international arena. So you can imagine working at CUNA when the term G20 would come up, I'd yawn and go back to my name. And now, if somebody says, well, the G20, well, whoa, wait a minute, who, what? I got to know. I want to know what the heck happened, because it's important for us to know what the heck they're thinking and who's thinking it, because it has impact on the operation of our credit unions around the globe. And the same is true with some of those other bodies that we just didn't pay much attention to. But again, today we can really put names with faces because we work with these people. We know exactly what the heck they're doing and why they're doing it. The European Union, there's a great learning lesson in the European Union, in particular the Parliament. Not many people understand or know a lot about credit unions, and they'll admit that. And then working with those groups and trying to explain to them, when they make rules and laws that, hey guys, did you really want to do that? Because you got this group of credit unions that operate, and if you do that, it has an impact on them. And they all go, really? So how many are there? And when we begin to talk about the numbers and what they do and the role that they play, is when we begin to get the kind of respect that we get in other places around the globe that are familiar with credit unions. So very, very, very intriguing in some of these new groups that we work with, and with some of those things that I've learned over the last 5 years, is that credit unions, one, are the same the world over. Two, everybody focus on the same thing, and that's member and the needs of those members. The good news for us is that people helping people slogan is a great slogan. Everybody doesn't use it, but boy, I'm telling you, it's a growing slogan around the globe. People pick up on it.
And do you have a favorite system?
Yeah, I've got a couple favorite systems. Not long ago somebody told me, they said, well, Poland is your poster child, isn't it? And the answer is, yeah, it is. I have to admit to it. Because I hold Poland out as a great example of what you can do in a very short period of time. And Poland, the system is only about 15 years old. Came from almost nothing. When they went through the revolution there and spent all of those years fighting, their system truly got rubbed out. And within just a few years, it was back and it was up and it was running and it was better than it was before. And they got a group of dynamic leaders. They made all the right moves, did all the right things, and so Poland has become the go-to example for me around the world. And I tell a lot of stories about Poland and their contribution to their membership. I guess 62, 63 credit unions, but 1,600 branches, 1,600 plus branches. They're all networked together. So if you walk in anywhere in the country, it's like being in your credit union.
One share.
Yeah, exactly. Secondly, their contribution both to their community and to the country. And I say country, and I didn't make a mistake when I said that. I was at one of their meetings not terribly long ago. It was an annual meeting. And they had just reopened the cathedral in Warsaw. We were there, and they were there with the Archbishop, and they had a nice ceremony. And one of the things that happened was that Czigos Borecki, who was the president of the Polish movement, gave the Archbishop a couple of, well, it wasn't a couple, I guess it was 3 or 4 tubes, like just white mailing tubes. And afterwards I asked him in the reception that we were having later, what was that? And he said, oh, those were maps. And of course I thought, maps? Why would you give the Archbishop maps? And he said, well, they were maps of the original boundary of Poland. I said, well, okay, I'm curious, why is that important? And he said, well, after the fighting stopped, the boundary lines, the new borders of Poland were redrawn by the Russians. And of course, when they redrew them, they kind of were very cavalier in the redrawing. So, all the maps had been destroyed. The official maps had been destroyed. So there was not much argument that we could out, you know, as a country to stop this from happening. But their incursion was sometimes 20, 30 miles, you know, inside the old boundary. But many of the Cretans who operated along the border had detailed maps of where families lived and the people they served, and they were meticulously drawn and kept up to date. And we asked if they would send those to us, and they did. And that's what those are. We submitted those to the country when they were redrawing the boundaries, and that's how the boundaries were redrawn using those maps. And I thought, wow, what a contribution. What a big contribution this movement has made. But Poland, yeah, is just one of my favorite. And Australia is another one of those. I just love Australia. Just love their attitude. Just, you know, let's just do it. Let's not look for reasons. Let's just get in there and do it. We'll fix it on the fly. I love that. I just love that.
Absolutely.